Hi guys, welcome to the first of many videos being featured on Dan's Wildlife. The first video will cover these little critters, my ferrets. The video is going to cover the health, nutrition and basically their enclosure. Starting with ferret health, by the way, this is Lady. She's a polecat coloured ferret. She's definitely a ferret. She's a girl. She's been spayed, which we'll get to later. So starting with the introduction, again, Lady, the other one's Nim, she's currently asleep. I got these gorgeous little girls off a family that were, oh, she's escaping. That, as far as I'm concerned, didn't really know how to look after ferrets when I saw them. So they got them off somebody else in their family. And they didn't really know how to look after them properly, to the point where like they were using sawdust as substrate, which can be quite nasty on the respiratory system. They were using cat food as a diet, which you can get specialised ferret food, which is much better. So when I finally got them, I had to throw the hammock away because it had never been cleaned. It was absolutely disgusting. We tried to wash it, but it's just literally, it was vile, and it was the leading cause in the skin condition that they had when they originally arrived. We had to deep clean the cage, which was a chore. It was, again, like, it was rusty. They grew out of it really quick. So when I did get them, I instantly went out, got them a new hammock, some blankets, new food. Tried them on a ferret food called James' well-beloved ferret food, which is absolutely fantastic. Switching them over to different diets can be a challenge, because if they prefer one food, then they absolutely will not move from that food. But no, I was lucky enough that they enjoyed this so much that they moved straight onto it. This, what I'm feeding them here, is a supplement. Well, anyway, they absolutely love it. Another one is Ferritone. We've used that in the past. Nim won't touch this stuff now, she only likes Ferritone. Again, back to the imprinting. Don't bite it. So, anyway, onto the food. I like to feed them James Well-Beloved. I don't have my bag because I've just run out. But it's basically a biscuit kibble. And they absolutely adore it. I feed them 100 grams each. I leave the food in the cage for them to just nibble at when they want to. I've recently started soaking the food because they prefer it, and they've been having trouble with getting food caught in the roof of the mouth, and it's quite distressing because it looks like they're choking, and it's quite scary. And yeah, you can get that from most pet stores, have it on order. If you get it off Amazon, it can be quite expensive. If you can get it from anywhere that's not really pet specialised, it can be quite expensive, looking at spending about £35 for a 10 kilogram bag, where I can get mine from a pet store that specialises in ordering it with a discount, getting it at cost. So I can get it for about £6. Exercise wise, they need plenty of exercise, because otherwise they're obese, and that, you don't want an obese ferret. It can cause health issues. So ferrets, they're true carnivores. Kibble can be okay for them. Like, you want to try and feed them as fibre-free diet as possible, because it's just better for them in the long run. They can't digest fibre at all. They're like humans in that respect, but they benefit more from a raw diet. As a true carnivore, they may need, I'm not confirmed it just yet, but it might be a good idea to get taurine supplements, as most true carnivores do need taurine, because they can't synthesise it themselves. Again, in regards to more health issues, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the US you can have your ferrets' scent glands removed. In England it is illegal. It's an illegal procedure. It's seen as inhumane unless there are specific things wrong. If they've got an infection, or they may remove them in regards to specific circumstances. But as well, they can be prone to respiratory infections from certain litters. Do not use cat litter. Cat litter can get up the nose and it can cause blockages, and again it just causes breathing problems in the long run. If you're going to use any kind of litter, it is recycled paper litter. So if you can see, that's the kind of litter you want to use. Recycled newspaper or paper's fine. Again, sawdust, not a good substrate, gets everywhere, it can cause respiratory problems, and it's just not an ideal substrate to use. If you've got girls, definitely make sure that they're spayed, because they can't remember the word, but because they're constant ovulators, they don't have heat cycles. They're basically always in heat. Their estrogen levels can get to the point where they become toxic, and without a male that's let's put it back for a bit. Without a male that's been desexed, they can be prone to fairly nasty diseases. Adrenal disease is one, estrogen toxicity being another, and it can get to the point where it kills them. So always make sure you get them spayed at the right time. I believe it's 8 to 12 months, or possibly 6 to 8, I can't remember. That's about it. So in the next video I'll give you a little tour of their cage, and I'll see you again.